Have you heard about the woman who literally glowed in the dark? Well, there's a reason she's known as the most brilliant scientist you've never heard about. It's because despite her genius, she dedicated her entire life to serving humanity without recognition. Welcome to our channel. And today we will share the incredible story of a scientist whose brilliance changed the world, but whose name was forgotten. So stay tuned till the end to find out. Marie was born as Maria Skłodowska in Warsaw, Poland in 1867. Back then, it was under the repressive rule of the Russian Empire. As a result, the Russians banned the use of the Polish language and the teaching of Polish history and culture. Because of this, her father became a double agent, teaching Polish history in secret while outwardly supporting the Russians.
Ooh.
Despite the danger this put their family in, Marie's fascination with knowledge only grew, especially after her mother died and her sister took her in. Her sister was a scientist, and together they spent hours discussing theories and experiments. This developed Marie's quiet obsession with science. But since women weren't allowed into most universities, she could only dream of becoming a scientist. Her only hope was to leave Poland and study abroad. At the age of 24, she made that dream come true. She scraped by on the money she earned as a governess and took night classes at the Sorbonne in Paris. Even though the professors recognized her brilliance, the institution wouldn't award her a degree until she completed her doctorate. So she studied in freezing rooms, often without heat or electricity, and lived on a diet of bread and tea. Finally, after 4 years, she graduated at the top of her class. That's when she met Pierre Curie, an equally passionate physicist, who shared her belief that science should be accessible to everyone. They soon fell in love and got married. Together, the couple started researching mysterious rays they observed coming from uranium. At first, the scientific community dismissed these findings, but the Curies persisted. Soon their hard work paid off. They found that the element thorium emitted the same rays, and when they isolated radium, they realized it was even more radioactive. Marie named this phenomenon radioactivity, a term we still use today. In 1898, the couple discovered 2 new radioactive elements: polonium, named for Marie's homeland, Poland, and radium, which glowed in the dark. Their work stunned the scientific world and earned them the 1903 Nobel Prize in Physics. Marie was the first woman to ever receive it, but their achievements came at a cost. When Pierre shared their findings with the physics community, he was ridiculed and no one believed him. Only a year later, other scientists repeated their experiments and confirmed their findings. Then came the Nobel Prize. While the prize money was split between 3, each received only about 6,000 francs. Today, that's about $180,000, but even that amount was enough to make them wealthy. However, the Curies chose to spend it on expanding their lab and research. Sadly, Pierre was killed in a tragic street accident in 1906. He was crossing the street one day when a horse-drawn carriage suddenly appeared and knocked him down. Although the driver was inexperienced and the accident entirely random, Pierre lost his life instantly. Marie was devastated but refused to let his death slow her down. She took his teaching post at the Sorbonne and became the first female professor there. She continued to work alongside her daughter and son, both of whom were born without the use of modern medical equipment. By 1911, her work had uncovered the element protactinium, but she hadn't yet received full recognition. That same year, she won a second Nobel Prize for her discovery of polonium and radium and their place in the periodic table. This made her the only person in history to win Nobels in 2 different sciences. But at the time, no one understood the risks of radioactivity. Marie worked constantly with no protection, and the element she discovered was slowly destroying her body. Throughout her career, she faced many health problems, including severe anemia. And in 1934, she was diagnosed with aplastic anemia, a condition caused by years of radiation exposure. Tragically, this is what eventually led to her death. Still, she remained committed to her work until the very end. Once she said, "I was thinking only of my work. There was no place in all the world except the laboratory. Everything in the world was contained in the laboratory." This shows how much she loved her job. Today, her notebooks are so radioactive that they have to be stored in lined boxes. This reminds us of the dangers of radioactivity and the sacrifices that scientists like Curie made to to advance our understanding of the world. Marie devoted her entire life to science, not for fame or money, but simply because she wanted to understand the world around us better. She was a true humanitarian who didn't just push the boundaries of scientific knowledge, but also inspired generations of scientists to come. Thank you, Marie, for showing us that even in the darkest of times, one person with a passion for knowledge can make a difference. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think of Marie's story? Let us know in the comments. Also, if you want to see more videos of ours, click the subscribe button. Until next time, stay curious.